Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about breakout rooms. Now there's several ways that you can actually start breakout rooms, and it's exactly the same way that you would normally start a meeting. So you can either create a meet now, which is straight away, or we can schedule a meeting, or even indeed in the channel we can schedule a meeting as well. So it's important that we fill this in, particularly if it's for a class group, so they can see that in the join as well as in the calendar. And I'm just going to give this breakout training, and just to make sure the students are doubly triply sure, I'm just going to put this student in here. Just quickly allows me to demonstrate how this works. Okay, so that's all fine. I'm going to send that off now. Now again, what you can do before your meeting actually starts is you can go into the meeting options and you can change the options for that particular meeting. Now obviously if you've got TAs and things like that that will be joining that you would want to present, you will need to go into meeting options and change them to presenter. There will also be a lobby, so you will have to admit students as they go in. I'm just going to join this now to show you how all this works. So those are all fine. There we go. So I've started my meeting. Now, here's where the breakout rooms are. So what you can do is you can click on that to create the breakout rooms. I need 4 in this case. You can have quite a few, as you can see, but 4 is fine for me now. And I'm going to manually add students and the TAs to that. I'm going to create a room. And there we go. So there's our 4 rooms. Now, at the moment, the rooms are all closed. You have to open these in order for them to be used, but I'm not going to do that until I've actually assigned my participants. At the moment, I don't have anybody in. So before we do that, I'm going to rename the rooms appropriately. So you can give this, so you might want to split it down, differentiated groups, alpha, beta group, gamma group. You can even use like January paper 2019, the actual topics of discussion. I'm not going to bother doing that this time. And we can also see the participants here. So I'm just going to wait for our student to join, which I will do now from my other screen. There we go. So you can see we've got a student waiting in the lobby. We know he's one of our students because he hasn't got guest at the end of the name, so we know he is who he says he is. I'm going to admit them. You can see now they're actually in our meeting. You can even hear possibly the echo. Okay, so they're in the meeting now. What I want to do now is I want to start the recording. So this is recording our main room, and each of these rooms will need separate recordings done to them, which can be started by anybody with presenter rights inside them, including ourselves. And you can also share content to this screen as well. Obviously this doesn't carry through to these rooms, but a presenter in each room can share screens and files and chat just like you can do in the main meeting. Okay, so I'm going to assign my participants. So you can select multiples or you can select all. At this point I only want to select this one. I'm going to assign them into room 4. Now they won't move until I actually start the rooms, and you can start and close them as many times as you like. So let's go ahead and start that room. It takes around 10 seconds and the students will be warned they will be moved in 10 seconds into that room, and you'll see them vanish from this channel here as well. So they've left this lobby and they've gone into that room. You can see that they are there and they are actually in the meeting. Great. So I can continue to talk to the rest of the group if there's anybody left, or what I can do is here in our participants, I can actually join this room. So I'm just going to join it. You can see that it's opened up in a separate meeting. The main one is now on hold, and now I'm actually in the meeting now in that room 4, and I'm going to start my recording because this is a separate recording. I can share content, but obviously when I leave that will go as well. What I am going to do before I go is I'm just going to make this student a presenter, because I want them to be able to take control of this meeting, share their screen and organise the rest of the students in here. And again, I get all the same things that I did in my other meetings. So there we go. Okay, I'm finished here. I'm going to return to the main meeting. There we go. So I'm back here. You can see that my student's not with me. They're still in there. They're still doing their thing. Now, I might want to just say, I'm going to say to all the groups, I'm going to make an announcement, 2 more minutes, just so they know that we're on top of things. So they'll all get that in their meeting chats. And then after 2 minutes, I'm going to call them all back. So again, I'm just going to close the rooms. There we go. And then after 10 seconds, you can see that it's actually calling these students back. They should come straight back into this meeting here. We'll just wait for that to happen. And there we go, our student's back with us. Now, if you remember, I started the recording in that room, so that will continue to go even if there's nobody in it. If I wanted to give them another task and send them back into those rooms, I don't have to do all the assignments again, they're already done. I just hit start rooms and those students go back into there again. If we just click on room settings, and again you can only do this when the rooms are not started, you can see there's a few-ish things you can do. Automatically move participants, which I did want to do, or say that they can return to the room whenever they are ready. So if you tick that, they can leave that breakout room, come back to the main meeting at any point. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. That will serve most purposes just fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave and end the meeting. Important that we do this, so no students left in there on their own. And end for everybody. Now that that's happened, if I just go into my chat, you can see that we've got meeting recordings for our rooms, and we've got meeting recordings for each of the meetings as well. So you can actually go into here and you can get the recordings. If we go into our team, into our demo team, into files, you should see that the recordings actually appear in this recordings folder as well. So there's one there, and there will be one for the meeting rooms as well when that's finished. And that is everything that there is to do with breakout rooms.